Hello Aquarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you and Hermit energy. I feel like you're usually a pretty outgoing person. I feel like you maybe even consider yourself in life generally an extrovert. But lately, I feel like you've been keeping to yourself. I feel like lately we've been turning inward. Lately we've been trying to discover more about who we are, why we're here, what is our path, okay? I think that your energy right now is sort of taking you away from a lot of the things that were familiar to you, and you're stepping into your own a little bit more, okay? I think you're understanding more about how our lives are influenced by the energy around us, and I think you're kind of trying to shield yourself from that a little bit to rediscover your own true path, your own true will, your own true self. We may be doing a bit of a digital detox. We may be trying to slow down on some of the social media, not YouTube, of course. But I think that you're kind of like, you're staying indoors a little bit more the last few days, you know, kind of, or maybe not literally, but I feel that we're trying to limit our influence, the outside influence is all this stimuli that's just bombarding us, right? I feel like you're trying to spend some intentional time with yourself, some alone time, yeah, in order to rediscover that flame, that fire. You know, I feel like maybe there is an awakening happening for you. Here we have a Four of Cups. Yeah, that's kind of, we're sort of closing things off a little bit. That makes sense. But we have an Ace of Pentacles. We have a Three of Swords, okay. Four of Pentacles and the Libra energy, the Adjustment card. We've got a Queen of Swords, an Ace of Wands, yes, a Six of Swords, and the Lover's card. Interesting. Okay, cool. Very nice. I feel that that is a really good outcome here, because the Three of Swords in the background is kind of telling me that part of this introversion currently, part of this sort of, I feel like we're kind of sequestering ourselves a little bit. Part of that is because there was sorrow in your past, okay, recent past. Something happened. I don't know if it was a breakup, loss of a job, I almost feel like there was a friend of yours that has recently passed into spirit or something like this. I feel like there's been a little bit of heartbreak recently, okay? And I feel that that naturally puts us into this introverted hermit sort of mode. And we're really trying to connect with ourselves again. And, you know, I kind of feel like there was a breakup or something that happened or something along those lines. But the problem is that the fours here are kind of isolating. Okay, it makes sense that we sequester our heart, we sequester ourselves physically perhaps to deal with whatever this was. Okay, the Three of Swords is a card called sorrow. Okay, we're dealing with some sort of sadness here, yeah, and that naturally we tend to, you know, to do that alone, you know, a lot. And I think that we need to be careful with that. We need to make sure that we are reaching out for resources. We need to make sure that we're still staying connected with our people. But it makes sense that we want to spend a little bit of alone time. I want to just process what I'm going through. I want to be with myself. I want to heal. I want to sort of just meditate. Maybe we're going for walks out in nature, and we're just trying to connect with spirit inside of us again. Okay. let's select the mystery card. Bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it over here with Alien Simon Mork Ripley right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Now, as we look around the room, we see the Hermit and the Adjustment card and the Lover's card. Okay? I feel that the fire. We have a little bit of water, but this water is not flowing. This water is, it's dammed up right now. It's stopped. We've turned off the tap for now. Okay? The flow, we've closed the flow. We've got air and air, earth and earth. I think we're ready now, or we're getting ready, or we will be ready, to open up the tap again, to let the water start flowing once again into our lives. But we have to process something. This is something that's happened in the past, however far back, maybe a day, a week, a month, a year, it doesn't matter. But what matters is that this Three of Swords is still affecting you now. It kind of is like, you know what, I've been hurt before, I don't want to go through it again. I'm not ready yet. I want to just be with myself. I want to be alone. I want to do my thing. I want to focus on my interior development. I want to focus on my world, my life, my home, and I just kind of want to be with me, right? So we're kind of sequestering ourselves a little bit. We're kind of in our fortress of solitude as we deal with the lingering emotions and feelings of this Three of Swords, okay? Because this is in the past, but it's still present. It's still influencing you, otherwise it wouldn't be here, right? So however far back it goes, it's still something that's affecting you, right? So the Hermit is trying to just find our own sense of purpose. I want to be comfortable with myself. I want to be a self-possessed kind of person. I want to get in touch with spirit and get in touch with my interests and my path and just sort of spend time on my journey, you know. The fours here are cards of walls, right? That we've built a wall around our heart. We've built a wall around ourselves physically. And that makes sense. You know, we kind of need this. It's almost this is a time of healing. This is a time of convalescence. The Four of Cups especially is saying, like, you know, we were in a storm. We got out of the storm. And now I just want to kind of hang out in the safe harbor and, like, fix the sails, patch the holes in the boat, maybe give it a new paint job. I want to do me, you know? And so we sort of dry dock the boat. So we can fix it up, we can paint it, polish it, you know, put some new sails on there, put some nice gold trim around, whatever, right? And I feel that's kind of what you're doing now with the Hermit energy. I feel like you're doing you. You're focusing on what kind of brings you joy, what makes you happy. Maybe you're treating yourself, you know, very kindly. Maybe you're taking yourself out on dates, buying yourself some nice things, you know. We're sort of repairing the boat. We're fixing the boat up again. We're not just repairing it, we're souping it up, you know. We're giving it a little extra attention. And that's our own soul, our own self, our own body, heart, and mind, right? And I think this is very good. What we don't want to do, though, is to isolate ourselves and to cut ourselves off from connections with other people. So the way forward for you is in this Libra direction. Okay, there may be a Libra person in your future, but this is the card to me of we're making sure that we continue to network with other people, that we're connecting with other people. I think we're being very discerning and very selective. We're being pretty picky. We're judging people, you know. We're just kind of saying, I'd rather be alone than to be with somebody who's toxic or not authentic or, you know, kind of two-faced or all these other kind of qualities that we don't want. So we're being pretty picky. That's a good thing, right? Because we don't want to just, you know, we don't want to sail out into the open ocean and, you know, without a plan, without any kind of discernment, without any kind of sense of direction, and we just get involved in more things that are going to hurt us again. We're not looking for that. I'd rather stay in the safe harbor and just work on the boat, fix up the boat, than go sailing off into the open ocean and just run into a bunch of storms again or find pirates or something, you know? But I think going forward, we are about ready to step out of the box again We are ready to get back out there into the world and start connecting with people. Okay, because the Four of Pentacles, this is literally like, you know, we're sort of isolating ourselves. This is a castle with no doors and no windows, right? It's that we're sort of in this house with no way to connect with the outside world, and we don't want to do that. Okay, so we may be in a period of isolation and sequestering ourselves. We may be in our fortress of solitude. We may be like not really on social media as much, not really talking to our friends as much, not really going out and socializing very much right now, but we know we need to pretty soon. We know that that's the way forward for us, is to sort of get back out there, for the Hermit to sort of like take this new souped up boat out for a spin, you know. So we're going to get out of this. We're going to get out of this because this is at the top of the path. I think this is Spirit really sending a message your way and saying, look, you know, we've fortified the boat and we've souped up the boat. We've treated it. We've done a lot of that introspection and the recapitulation, and I think we've processed what happened. But it's getting really close to that time of like, okay, now it's kind of going too far with the isolation, you know. So we have the Ace of Pentacles underneath everything, and I think this is saying like, you kind of know when it's time to take the step outside again, and you're going to do it when you're ready. You know, when Spirit prompts you to do it. No one around you is telling you what to do. I think people are giving you your space, and that's good. You're going to know when it's ready, and you're going to take the step out. Okay, so this is kind of saying like, yeah, I know I got to begin again. You know, maybe the Three of Swords is kind of like we tried to do something really big and we failed at it. You know, I took a test and I did poorly. Ah, man. I spent some time just kind of, you know, fixing up the boat, doing me, and maybe studying more, that sort of thing. But then I know, like, I got to go take it again. And we'll know when we're ready. Right. I think it's coming very soon. The way forward is the sort of connection. To me, it is a professional kind of connection, right? It almost feels like this is maybe a job that you applied for, you didn't get it. Well, there's a chance, you know, you can sort of, you know, you can take a little bit of time to process what happened, but then you got to go and try again. Very often, the Adjustment card is a card of professional relationships. It might be that we're out there, we're networking, we're meeting people on a just sort of a platonic, friendly, but almost professional, kind of polite way. It could be that we're out there going on more interviews, putting in more resumes, putting in more job applications. Could be that we're kind of going back out and doing the dating thing where, you know, you're dating and kind of feels like you're just on an interview, you know. Because we're sort of, we're getting back out there in the social sense. This is a Libra energy, right? So it's very social. It's very into connecting with people, and it doesn't have to be anything deeper than that right now. It's just kind of getting back out there and having conversations, meeting people, and going on dates or interviews or whatever, right? And that takes us over to the path of the Serpent. Okay, and ultimately it takes us up here to the Lover's card. So let's start with the Lover's card today. I know I'm kind of working the other way around, but hey, it's my show, I can do that. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, that's something you could do, and it would be very helpful, and I would really appreciate it. The readings are free anyway, right? So the ultimate destiny for you is the Lover's card. It is union with whatever we did not unite with here. See, this is a Saturn and Libra energy. This is saying that there was an interruption. There was a restriction on our connection somewhere. So maybe we got fired, we got broken up with, someone passed into spirit. We tried and failed at something. We took a test, but we didn't get it. We applied for a job, but we didn't get it, or whatever, right? So the Saturn in Libra is kind of like saying that's I don't know, almost a tribulation that we had to endure. Yeah. But the Lover's card is the union. This is the success. So if this is maybe a romantic relationship that didn't work out, you are destined for that soulmate relationship. You are destined for union with that which your heart truly desires. Okay? And it may not feel that way now when we're in hermit mode. We're thinking, I mean, the hermit and lovers, they're kind of two different energies, right? The hermit is like, nah, I'm just going to be single. I'm just going to do me. The lovers is like, I'm finding my soulmate, I find this perfect relationship, and we're combining forces. We are uniting in this holy marriage, you know. It doesn't have to be romance, put your pitchforks away, but it could be. Okay, it is a romance in the sense that what you're looking for is looking for you, and the two of you will find each other. Maybe it's the job, maybe it's the, I don't know, whatever college thing or quiz or the test or whatever you're doing. Okay, the qualification for something or anything like that. So your destiny is to be in this partnership. And we can use the analogy of a romance or a soulmate situation. This is that perfect union, okay, that we're not feeling right now. We thought we had it maybe, and it wasn't there, or we had a failed attempt, okay? And so we went into this, fortress of solitude, but we're getting ready to go back out and keep meeting new people and keep trying again, because we know that our destiny, our future, is to have this perfect union, to have this soulmate union. Okay? What you're looking for is looking for you. We have to get back out there and keep looking, let ourselves be found, you know? And so to do that, we need the fresh perspective. We have to kind of stay a little bit objective here with your general energy being the Queen of Swords. You have an ability to step back from the situation and say, okay, I've been doing my own thing for long enough. I've been sort of hiding myself away. Now it's time to get out there. Now it's time to do it again, you know. Our ability to sort of look at the past and think, okay, there was a reason why that didn't work out, or there's a reason why things happened the way they did. I don't pretend to know the reason, but if we look at it that way, we can accept the past. So this is like, try not to get emotionally overwhelmed by the past, but being able to look at it and say, okay, you know, for good or bad, for right or wrong, it happened, and I accept that. And I'm going to choose to believe that there's some sort of bigger plan here that I may not be privy to. So this card is about accepting the past and understanding that it happened and that there's no undoing it, and that if it happened, it was meant to happen, but I don't necessarily know why, right? So it is that kind of an acceptance. It's easy to accept something when somebody can explain it to me, and it makes sense. Okay, I get it. I accept that. But if somebody says, this is what happened, you don't get an explanation. It's difficult to say, oh, okay, I'm good with it, right? And I think that's why we also have the Six of Swords in this position, because it is difficult to not understand why something happens and to just accept it for what it is and say, it sucked, but it happened. I got through it. I did what I needed to do to recover from that, and now I'm going to go back out here and find that which is searching for me. Okay. So this is a card of that kind of acceptance of the past. And now with the Ace of Wands in the position of your environment, I feel like you're going to meet somebody who is going to feel as if the two of you are one flame together. You know, someone that's going to really ignite something in you. This is a real spark. Yeah, this is a relationship that is going to really connect with something very deep and spiritual inside of you. You're at your essence. It's going to feel like the two of you are cut from the same cloth. To me, it feels like a soulmate kind of situation. Okay. So it may be that only by going into the future and finding that which is really truly meant for us that we'll understand why this last thing didn't work out. Maybe the last thing was part of the preparation for what really is to come for you. Okay? So this is the beginning of a lot of inspiration. I think it is the beginning of a relationship, whether it's with the job or a friendship or a pet maybe, but a romance is what it feels like to me. I feel like this is something that really ignites us. Yeah. They may be a Libra person, maybe not. The Six of Swords, we talked about that because I feel like we like to have a plan. Okay, that's kind of the divine blueprint. And we wish we had the whole picture, right? This is in the position of the obstacle. The obstacle is really not knowing the plan, not feeling like it kind of feels like we're just we're sort of tossed around like a cork on the ocean. And I thought I had the perfect thing, and then there it is gone, and I'm just left like, well, what the heck? I thought that was the plan. Like, now what's the plan? And so we're sort of dealing with not having the GPS turn-by-turn directions anymore. It's like, I don't know what the heck's going on. And I don't have a certainty about anything. I think you're somebody that likes to sort of know, that likes to have a plan. Maybe you're the one that usually plans everything. And so now you're having to deal with like being part of a larger plan that isn't being shared with you. Could you imagine if your best friend one day said, hey, we're going to go have a big adventure today, and I'm just going to tell you what to do, but I'm not going to tell you the plan. You know, I'm not going to tell you what we're doing today. You're just going to have to listen to me and trust me. I find that kind of difficult to do sometimes, right? Because I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know what kind of clothes to bring. You know, what's the weather going to be like? Do I need an umbrella? Should I bring a snack? We can't plan for anything because we're just being asked to trust this other person who is we're just gonna follow them around and hope for the best, right? It's not easy to really go through a day, let alone a life like that. But in this case, I feel like it is kind of your divine energy, your soul, spirit, God, goddess, deity, that is asking you to do the same thing. Trust in the larger plan here, even though you're not getting all the information. You're not getting all the pieces of the puzzle, you know. And so it's difficult, right? But this is what you're trusting in, the Lover's card, the union, the coming together with that which is meant for you. What you're seeking is seeking you. This is union. This is the perfect ideal relationship. This is the soulmate situation. Okay? This is something that whatever you've been separated from, you're coming together with it. Not the same person. I mean, doubtful. But there is going to be this perfect union for you. This is your destiny, to have this in your life, to be part of this thing. Okay? And if it's not that other person from before, that person wasn't meant for you. If it wasn't that job from before, that job wasn't meant for you. That was practice, that was training, that was preparation. This is union with what is meant for you. Okay? Very good. Let's look at the mystery card. I expect water, full-on water energy, like 9, 10, maybe a 6 of cups, maybe a 2 of cups even. Really, any of the cups would be pretty good right now. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. It's a Page of Pentacles. This is good too, though, because this is the card of potential. This is the card of, you know, full manifestation of potential. It's kind of like saying if we're not willing to go out there and explore life, we're not going to find what we want. I think this is a signal from Spirit that says, go, get back out there and like fulfill the prophecy of your life. Fulfill your destiny, right? That we, you know, Spirit could be predicting, or the cards anyway, let's say, are showing that your destiny is one of union, finding your soulmate, finding your true path, your true career, or whatever it is. Finding that soulmate, that's your destiny. You're not going to manifest that if you don't go out and do it. If you don't go out and try, we can't just sit in our bedroom and wait. You know, sometimes it works that way, but not often, right? I think that we need to get out there and we need to explore life again. And this is us now outside of the fortress of solitude, outside of our castle, just enjoying what's out here, enjoying new things, trying new things, putting ourselves out there, being social again. The hermit has sort of thrown off the cloak of invisibility and is just engaging with life now. See, we're picking up the pentacles and we're examining. We're interfacing with life. Yeah. So I think this is a very good confirmation card. I think this shows that we're out there with our new and improved boat, and we're gonna have fun, and we're gonna keep looking for what we want in life, and we're gonna keep seeking it. We're never gonna give up, and we will find it. That Lover's card is your destiny. We got to get out there and build it and create it. You know. So anyway, let's do an extended reading. Okay, we're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. There is a link in the corner. There's a link down below in the video description. New readings for Aquarius Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. The readings are totally free. They don't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.